I don't think people understand how important it is to the future of the MCU that Captain America Brave New World is both an amazing movie and a huge success at the box office. Let me explain. It's no secret that ever since Avengers Endgame, the MCU has kind of been struggling. Yes, there's been some really big hits, but they've been putting out a lot more movies and TV shows than before, and a lot of them really just haven't gained any traction, have been a lot lower in quality, and have been diminishing returns for their profitability. The thing about the MCU is that it works in waves, really. If people are really into the current projects and liking the recent movies, they'll pretty much go and see anything that's coming out because they're like, oh, the rest of the Marvel movies were good lately. This one's probably going to be good too. Think of the Ant-Man films. Ant-Man and the Wasp came out between Infinity War and Endgame and made $622 million worldwide. Captain Marvel, again, same situation, made $1.1 billion. Would people normally go and see this? No, but the MCU hype was at an all-time high. People were like, oh, I'm going to go check this out. I got to see what happens in the origin of this character now. Then in 2023, the MCU was really at a low point with a lot of just TV shows that got a lot of the main audience just not as interested in the universe and some really bad movies. Then you started off 2023 with Quantumania, boom, made almost $200 million less than the first Ant-Man and the Wasp movie. Marvel's had a catastrophic drop down from 1.1 billion down to 200 million. It almost went down $1 billion between films at the box office because the general state of the MCU was not there. But right now, the MCU has the momentum, and Captain America Brave New World has the responsibility of keeping it up, of both being a good and enjoyable film and making a good amount of money at the box office, and it's all thanks to Deadpool Wolverine. This really brought a lot of people back to theaters, a lot of people back to Marvel. Then they followed it up with Agatha All Along, which didn't have crazy viewership numbers, but it had a very core audience, and a lot of people really liked that show. The MCU is in a favorable standing right now. The thing is, it's only Captain America Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and then we're already at the next Avengers film, and we know Captain America is obviously going to be a huge part of the next Avengers film, and we need the MCU to be firing on all cylinders going into this. I think the Fantastic Four is probably going to do well no matter how Captain America Brave New World does, but I oddly think Thunderbolts is heavily relying on Captain America Brave New World to bring a lot of people and keep their investment in the MCU to go and see these other characters, especially like Bucky's in it connected to Sam Wilson. It's a smaller, lesser known group of characters that no matter how good the movie is, it doesn't really matter if the hype isn't there around the general senses of the MCU, and they're going to be in the next Avengers film. If people don't see Thunderbolts, it's going to be a huge problem if they're a big part of Doomsday and Secret Wars. But luckily for Captain America Brave New World, they did debunk the rumor that the budget was around $350 million. Apparently it's more closer to $180 million, which is a lot more reasonable for this type of movie. We've also got the first early predictions for the 3-day opening weekend being between $70 million and $85 million, which is not terrible for the domestic opening. We know worldwide it will probably pull in closer to like 150, 200 million. No, this is not going to be some like massive, almost billion-dollar movie like Captain America Civil War, the last Captain America movie. Obviously, this is like kind of an Avengers team-up, so unfair to compare, but this still made over $180 million domestically alone, so it's almost in half of that. I think if this movie can finish around like 750 to maybe like $850 million, that will count it as a success both financially and just having the general public going out and seeing this film. Dune pulled in similar numbers to that last year, Dune Part 2 that is, and it was like a huge cultural moment. As long as Marvel can keep people's trust from Deadpool and Wolverine with Captain America Brave New World, I truly think they are set up for a great domino effect of having the momentum carry into Thunderbolts, right into Fantastic Four, and then boom, a new Avengers film where you have people fully invested in the MCU because you just had 4 standalone bangers. Let me know in the comments, do you think this movie is going to make a lot of money, and more importantly, do you think it's going to be good or a big disappointment that loses a lot of people's interest in the current state of the MCU? Speaking of which, click above to watch a video where I go over everything that will ruin Captain America Brave New World.